Ryan Clark, if you don't go to hell on TV crap, I just want to be accepted. Nigga, you was controversial, nigga. You was on there making racial problems and
I apologize if people think this is rude. That's the non-player.
Oh, stop. That's, no, CeeDee Lamb is
let me tell you why. I'm not saying.
I'm not looking at fantasy football. Ryan, I'm not, don't belittle me like that. I
knew, for lack of a better word, I couldn't be too black.
Deion Sanders just went off on ESPN for firing Ryan Clark. And from what he said, it sounds like Ryan not only got fired from ESPN, but is likely also going to be blackballed from working for another major platform on a full-time basis. Now, Ryan is claiming he got fired because he was too black for ESPN. He alleged that the executives forced him to suppress his voice and tone down racial commentary to keep his job. Meanwhile, insiders at ESPN are saying Ryan was too belligerent, and executives didn't like how he was talking to his colleague Peter Schrager. Ryan and Peter did have a heated exchange on air back in September 2025. However, Ryan now claims this had nothing to do with him getting fired. So then, what was the reason ESPN dropped him? Alright, so let's start with the basics. Ryan's departure from ESPN was confirmed on July 20th, and according to Ryan, he was on air for a recording of NFL Live when they pulled him aside during a commercial break and told him he was out. And he didn't even get to finish the show. He asked producers if he should just leave, and they said, yeah, you're done here. Now, here's where it gets messy. ESPN's official line is that this was a cost-cutting layoff tied to them buying the NFL Network. They're merging stuff, integrating assets, and Chairman Jimmy Pitaro sent out a memo saying most of the job cuts were because of that acquisition. And Ryan wasn't alone. They also let go of Cam Newton, Carl Ravitch, Stephania Bell, and Tom Pelissero. So on paper, it looks like just a big corporate restructuring. However, when Ryan broke his silence on the pivot, he said he wasn't laid off. He was fired. He claims ESPN is just using layoffs as cover for getting rid of people they already wanted to cut.
4 Central on Monday. What happened on Monday? Cause you got, bro, you got 5-minute shifts. Get fired halfway through that job.
Hey, Jared, crazy, right? Hey,
where'd the other box go?
Yeah, so let me put this to bed. I wasn't laid off, I was fired. They're using layoffs as a cover and a camouflage for what they already intended on doing, but there was no cause for it. So because there was no cause for it, you couldn't just fire me, so you had to wait to the layoff so you could camouflage it and veil it, right? But here's the other thing. If I was laid off, like everybody else, they came out on Tuesday. Mine came out on Friday. I get the call.
As for the reason he got fired, Ryan claims he was simply too black for ESPN.
I knew, for lack of a better word, I couldn't be too black. What makes me sad is, even in trying to adjust to be at least more of what certain people wanted, they still fired me.
Now, some folks are pointing to this incident Ryan had with Peter Schrager last year. They were debating Cowboys receiver CeeDee Lamb, and Ryan told Schrager his opinion came from the non-player in you. And according to ESPN insiders, that moment was when executives' frustration with Ryan peaked.
So I apologize if people think this is rude. That's the non-player.
Oh, stop. That's, no, CeeDee Lamb is
let me tell you why. I'm not saying.
I'm not looking at fantasy football. Ryan, I'm not, don't belittle me like that. I could come in and say, as 3 ex-players are saying one thing and give an alternative perspective that maybe CeeDee Lamb did play well. And
Peter, what I need for you to do is not get mad and let me finish for one.
Okay, go on.
It wasn't about you. It was going to be about me.
Okay.
As a player, I can't speak for CeeDee Lamb. I'm speaking for...
So some folks are saying Ryan did come off as condescending here, especially with that "what I need you to do" comment. He disrespected a colleague on national television, and many believe this was just the final straw for ESPN execs. But Ryan sees it differently. He claimed that after that incident, people at ESPN were worried he might get aggressive, and he felt like they were trying to paint him as an angry black man. So basically, he claims that the executives deliberately constructed this narrative against him.
So now you're trying to paint this angry black man trope of me that you know is not true, but I'm starting to feel the narrative. I feel what you're doing. You get me on the phone and people are telling me you gotta work better with people. Work better with who? Everybody I work with loves me. Like, real talk. Everybody I work with, they F with me the long way. Like, I am the best teammate.
But here's the thing, not everyone is buying this narrative that Ryan got fired for being too black. Jason Whitlock called out Ryan for refusing to take any accountability, and he called him a narcissist. Whitlock wrote this on X: "I watched the entire 49 minutes of Ryan Clark talking about himself on the pivot. He did not express a single ounce of humility, not a single ounce. Pride goes before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall." Now, on the flip side, Coach Prime is defending Ryan Clark, and he publicly called out ESPN for dropping him. Coach Prime responded to Ryan's post on X and wrote, "One of many reasons I love this brother to life. This was arguably the best talent on the ESPN roster. How can you-know-who still be there and Ryan Clark ain't? Wow. And please tell me the rumors of Cam Newton ain't true and this dude is still there." So who do we think the you-know-who is? Some people think he was talking about Mina Kimes, and others are convinced he meant Rex Ryan, since Ryan previously mocked Deion's son, Deion Sanders. Either way, Coach Prime is taking Ryan Clark's side in this drama with ESPN. But if you look at the responses to Deion's tweet, most fans don't agree with him, and they're saying Ryan Clark deserved to get dropped because he's a race baiter. One user responded, "Come on, Prime. Dude is a flat-out racist and literally added nothing to the broadcast but hate. Not to mention he had zero bass in his voice. Never trust a cat with no bass. And what grown-ass man wears a friggin' brooch of their initials every day on air?" And then another user went even further and said, "Ryan Clark was a race-baiting racist who has taken shots at everyone, including RG3's wife. He should have never been hired. Today was a great day. Anyone who supports him is a racist too. Kick rocks." So this person was referring to a comment Ryan Clark made in May 2025 during a debate about Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Ryan went after former NFL quarterback Robert Griffin III, and he said that RG lacks credibility on the topic because he's married to a white woman.
The one thing we know about RG3 is he's not having conversations at his home about what black women have to endure in this country, about what young black women and athletes like Angel Reese have had to deal with. Now, if you're RG3, when is the last time within your household you've had a conversation about what she's dealing with? You haven't been able to do that because in both of your marriages, you've been married to white women.
Now, Ryan later walked it back and apologized for bringing RG's wife into it, but a lot of people felt Ryan was a hypocrite because he literally has a white baby mama. Ryan has been married to his wife Yanka since 2004. They're college sweethearts from LSU and have 2 kids together. But Ryan also has an older daughter, Jaden, who was born in 1999, and her mother is white. So for Ryan to drag RG for marrying a white woman when he himself has a child with a white woman was corny at best. And then going back further, Ryan refused to appear on SportsCenter with Sage Steele in November 2021 because of comments she made about Barack Obama. Ryan told ESPN management he wouldn't go on set with her if she was anchoring. ESPN declined his request and he didn't appear. Steele later sued ESPN and has been openly critical of Ryan for what she thinks is one-sided racial commentary. After Ryan announced he was dropped by ESPN, Steele tweeted, "Ryan Clark is now gone. Cam Newton is now gone. Jamel Hill is long gone. Is ESPN finally done with the race baiting? But now I want to hear your takes on this. Do you agree with Ryan Clark and Coach Prime that Ryan got fired for being too black? Or are you siding with people who think Ryan was unprofessional? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll catch you in the next one."